Good afternoon stroke evening, fellow fish freaks. Apologies for the delay. If you didn't see the notice video that I put up, basically I couldn't do the Species Sunday video yesterday, so I'm doing it today. But it's all good in the hood, apart from a few leaky roof issues, but I'll sort that out another day. Hope you all had a good Christmas. What did Santa bring you? Hope you all got spoiled. So yeah, back to topic. Species Sunday, and this video is going to be about Neolamprologus Tretocephalus, otherwise known as the 5-bar cichlid or dwarf frontosa. So, let's go and have a look at that, why don't we? Fish freaks, and welcome back to this week's Species Sunday video. Today's video is all about these little fellas. Neolamprologus Tretocephalus. Well, that's how I say it anyway. So yeah, let me try and get the fish in the shot. So, you'll want some information. Now, Neolamprologus Tretocephalus, otherwise known as the 5-bar cichlid because of its 5 bars, or the dwarf frontosa because of its striking resemblance to a young frontosa cichlid. These tretos, when you find them in shops and things, they're normally labelled up as dwarf cichlids. But in my opinion, I wouldn't label it as a dwarf, just because basically that these fish can reach up to around 6 inches or so, and in my opinion, that exceeds what I'd class as a dwarf. Is it going to focus? They're quite shy fish. Yeah, so anyway, where was I? Yeah, I wouldn't class these as a dwarf cichlid, but many others might. They're from a very well-known and large lake based in Africa. It's often called a rift lake, and that lake being Lake Tanganyikan, home to some impressive cichlid species, which most of them aren't that commonly available to buy. Personally, they should be, because I haven't come across a single Lake Tanganyikan cichlid species that hasn't been a very attractive fish, and they're certainly a wonder to spawn. So yeah, they're from Lake Tanganyikan, and in Lake Tanganyikan generally there are 2 types of different cichlids. Shell dwellers, which are those that live in and around shells, obviously, and then you've got rock dwellers, which live in and around rocks. These are rock dwellers, so these like plenty of rocks to hide amongst, and they'll spawn in the rocks as well. And obviously the Neolamprologus Tretocephalus is sitting in the Lamprologus genus of fish, and they tend to sit bang in the middle of both shell dwellers and rock dwellers, since there are species within this genus that do both. So for instance, you've got Neolamprologus brichardi, which are rock dwellers and cave spawners, and then you have let me get my memory straight. You have Neolamprologus brevis, for instance, which are shell dwellers, so they'll live and spawn in shells, which it's quite cool to watch. So in Lake Tanganyikan, the tretos can be seen living alongside other species such as brevis that I've already mentioned, Brichardi, Frontosa, etc, etc. Now, from reading up on the internet about these guys, apparently, I don't know whether it's true, but apparently these guys have evolved the look that they've got so that they can swim amongst Frontosa, and apparently these guys like to munch on Frontosa scales. Don't know whether that's true, but if it is, it's friggin' awesome. So yeah, the Tretos, in my opinion, is a very attractive looking cichlid. They display a bright purpley blue body with prominent black barring, usually 5 bars to be exact. But don't be fooled by its prettiness and size, because they have got quite a nasty attitude. Zoom in a bit. They can be nasty fish, so with that being said, you really ought to take care on choosing the right tank mates for them. Personally, the right tank mates could be Brichardi, brevis, Oculatus, Leptosoma, Frontosa, etc. Obviously not all at once. To set a tank up for these, it isn't hard. You just need a nice size aquarium. In my opinion, a minimum of 150 litre. You want soft sandy substrate. I use children's play sands, perfect for the job, and plenty of rocks, pebbles, slate, etc, etc. To keep them alive and thriving, you'll want the pH to be around 7.5 to 8.2. Your water should be hard, obviously, because they've come from a rift lake. And the temperature should be set to be about 76 to 78 degrees Fahrenheit. And also, these fish are vicious carnivores, so they are meat eaters. So therefore, your foods like bloodworm, daphnia, meaty pellets and a good quality flake food will all be relished and go down a treat. Sexing them has been said to be somewhat difficult, but from my own observation and my own experience with working with fish for a number of years, I personally would say it's the males that display the more prominent barring. So for instance, this fish there, I would say was a young male, and that fish there, I would say was a young female. But I might be wrong, that might be an incorrect way, but you never know. Now, some of you guys that might be watching this might have had dealings with Neolamprologus Tretocephalus, which is a very similar looking fish to these. You might be scratching your head and thinking, how the hell do I tell the difference in these? Well, that's easy. Tretocephalus display 5 bars, Tretocephalus display 6, and that's it. So, I hope that was full of useful information for you guys. That is this week's Species Sunday. Stunning fish. Can't wait to grow them on and get them breeding. It shouldn't be too long now. So yeah, I'm Danny, and you're watching DW Aquatics here on YouTube. If you've not already subscribed, then please do so that you're kept in the loop with all the videos which are uploaded weekly. And as always, stay sexy, and I'll see you in another video soon. Ta-da!